Good morning, Italy, and welcome to a new episode of our podcast, Voice of the Future. Today we'll talk about sustainability and cars and vehicles in general with our two guests, Florian and Tess.
And Persian.
Welcome, guys, and
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for joining us today. First thing first, why do you think that climate changes affect us in a serious way?
From my point of view, yes, I think it affects us more than we know. And we can see that in the temperature rising more year by year. We can also see that there are far more vegetation fires in, let's say, Greece, South Italy, Spain, even Portugal, for example. And I think this is a good way to see it.
But what role do you think vehicles play in this issue?
I guess there are too much vehicles in the big cities. I think it's also a matter of education because everyone has its own car and it pollutes more.
Might be
And-
also about infrastructure.
Yes, I think also the infrastructure is also made more for cars than people in the cities.
True.
That's why people are encouraged to use their own car instead of public transportation, for example.
But what would be the best alternative when it comes to cars? What should we choose?
So for now, let's say the best choice for now was the internal combustion engine, in other words, diesel and petrol. But we're moving towards non-fossil fueled cars because, as you know, the planet doesn't have unlimited resources when it comes to raw petrol or neft. So electric cars are an alternative, but they're not so good yet. In other words, in order to make an electric car, you have to dig like in mines all over the world just for the battery, and that's very bad for the planet. There's a third alternative, which is hydrogen cars, which I personally think is going to be the future, since it doesn't require so much digging to get the precious metals to make a battery, since it doesn't have the same battery as an electric vehicle, and it doesn't pollute as much as a gas or diesel powered vehicle. So, but we still have some time to go because hydrogen cars are not perfect. They don't contain as much fuel, they're slow to refuel, and there's not enough hydrogen plants, let's say, to produce hydrogen, and enough stations for hydrogen. So, in other words, for now, what I see in less than next 50 years will be maybe still diesel and petrol cars, but gradually we're going to move towards hydrogen cars in the future. Anything else what you would like to ask?
Well, for now, we'll have to take a break to have some words from our sponsor. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back. Now, in order to summarize all the things that we've spoken about, can you tell us and our spectators what would be the solutions, the overall solution when it comes to vehicles and sustainability? What should we do in order to?
I guess like most of the problems that our society is facing today, the biggest solution would be the education. I think we have to raise the awareness of climate change in our society and to educate people to use alternative solutions like public transportation, bicycles, and to develop more the infrastructure for that. And that's all.
What about you, Persian?
as I said, if people have to have private transportation, personal vehicles, I think the only alternative is, as I said, hydrogen, because it's basically water. You get it from seawater through electrolysis, so it's everywhere, and it pollutes zero, because after using hydrogen, the vehicles just turn it into water once again. And that's the biggest resource on the planet. It's water. So I think that's the direction we have to go in terms of private transportation. And even when you put it into a bigger scale, maybe someday you can have hydrogen buses, hydrogen trains, everything. Maybe even hydrogen planes. So that's it's very flexible fuel, let's say, which can be used in many vehicles, let's say.
Okay. Thank you very much for being here today. And we'll see each other next Saturday at the same hour. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.